All right, people, those who are virtual, we are in fifth period, right? Fifth period class. Not going to show the students around you, but they are in here. You see me, but you're going to get just a brief synopsis of what we're going to do today while they are working on a particular passage that we have. Now, what I'm going to do is upload into your Google Classroom a copy of the story, which is already in there, The Bass, the River, She Lament. And I'm going to also upload into that particular Google Classroom of yours a copy of the notes that you will need dealing with the plot, dealing with the setting, dealing with the character. It's the 5 elements of a short story. So as we do that, I want you to notice behind me, if you can see it, there's a plot or a plot graphic organizer. And I'm going to send you this as well, but that's also in the packet. And what you're going to do is you are going to complete this and send it to me. They're not doing this today, they will do this later. But what you're doing is we're building up so that we can have all of the elements needed for a short story. Because you're going to write a narrative next week. And your narrative is that you're going to use everything that we have in here, the setting, the characterization, all of these things, and we're going to then use it to build up the plot or build up a story that you write on your own, where you're going to actually change how the plot goes, but you're going to use everything else that goes into it. Okay, so here we are with The Bass, the River, and She Lament. I'm going to go over and get into the short story itself. And once we get into the short story, you'll see what I'm talking about here as I'll do a couple things. Now, you can't really see it, what I'm doing on here, because this is kind of far back. It's distance away. I'll pull it closer. But you have this story already. I just want you to see what you need to do on here. Okay, so with the class, with you guys here, in the story, what we're going to do is we're going to do popcorn reading. And what the popcorn reading is, you're going to read one paragraph. And then I'm going to stop you and have you label some things in the story itself. So you should, I got to pass you a copy of the story out. Q, get the story back there on the desk back there and pass it out. And what you're going to do is, when I tell you to label a certain thing, you're going to identify some stuff with me. If I ask you about the setting, you got to tell me what is part of the setting and all this. You will do the same on your paper. Example, if we are doing this and I ask you to identify the setting, because at the top I'm going to need you to write setting, I'm going to need you to write character, and I'm going to need you to write conflict. And this is what I want y'all guys to do as well when you get this. Character, setting, and conflict. Those 3 things put at the top of this story. Write it at the top. Put this down here. I got one already. All right. That is setting, character, and conflict. That's what I wrote at the top, although you can't see it. That's what's up here. Now, an example of what I'm talking about, as we read this and you get to the part and you read this first paragraph, you might see something that identifies itself as the setting. What you need to do is look on the sheet of notes that I gave you, talking about the 5 elements of a short story. What all goes into the setting? Well, the first thing I do see is the summer, okay? That is part of the setting. So I'm underlining summer, and then I'll put an S above that to label that as the setting, because you'll need all of that in order to put this whole thing together to write a narrative. Okay, if I identify the character, we're going to see She Lament is one character, so I'll underline her and put a C up there, a CH for character. All right, and then a conflict, we'll label that as we go. So this is what we're doing. Look at the short story. For right now on your own paper, I want you to put these different elements on here. Example, those you all on virtual, I want you to just put paragraph 1, put the setting is, and list everything that's the setting. And then under that, you'll put everything that defines the characters. Who are the characters? What are they like? I need to know what are the characters like, okay? Don't just tell me their names or whatever. That's fine with highlighter. Give me what the characters are like. And then on the conflict, you'll identify, based on those notes, what's the conflict. Now remember, we have internal conflict. We have external conflict. Internal conflict consists of the character versus themselves. Okay, his or herself. And then the external conflicts will be character versus man versus nature, man versus society, stuff like that. You understand? That's what we all are going to identify. Okay, so that's what your assignment is today. Let me also remind you, starting Thursday, and I'm going to send you this message. Thursday, I'm going to give you a time to tune in to Zoom in. And you need Zoom as an app, either on your phone or you can go online. and on your laptops and click on Zoom and enter into a meeting. I'm going to send you the numbers to put in to enter into a Zoom meeting. I'm going to do it for 5th period. So at 12:30, all right, at 12:30 on Thursday, you will enter into 5th period class with the rest of the students in here. And there are only 7 in here for this class. So you will come into this class on a Zoom meeting. I'll be able to see you, okay? And I may even put you on the screen so the others, you can see who's in your class as well. But you'll come into a Zoom meeting on Thursday. I'll send you that information. The only thing you need to do is download Zoom on your phone or iPad, or go on your laptop, click on Zoom. It's going to ask you to put in certain numbers. You'll put those numbers in to join a meeting, and I'll send those numbers to you, and that's all you got to do is click on to go on there. Zoom is real easy. Some of you probably already used it, but we will do that as well. So until then, do this, and I want you to email me what it is that you have done as far as this goes. You're giving me the settings, the character, and the conflict. Email it to me. That way I know that you have entered into the classroom and you have seen this assignment. Okay, so there you are, and I will see you on tomorrow at this same time to tune in to this video.